And akasixelelanga.
Hence,
Who that?
regrets.
Right, man, go right now, go.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Come. Why?
What are you talking about?
Crusaders.
Why?
The day that we lost,
Why?
I had to practice, show you guys what I'm about,
So let us say New Zealand IPL for win national team.
Lifestyle, bruh.
Everything, bro.
Even the two game, it can win and before training client, that's we haka. Hukala.
I had to piss off Singwa, yeah.
All right, guys, listen. We're going in. Kamani only has 30 minutes this week, so we're going to wrap in and get in as much information as we can in this 30 minutes, because this guy is probably Crusaders against Kaizer Chiefs or something.
As soon as you see this, it's brand excellence. I'm about to go crazy on you guys. So yeah.
MZ.
Yeah.
We're on the mic, and it's not been nice because I told you to refer me to a place where I can go get my own mic.
How's my sound though?
It's perfect.
Amazon takes like 5
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazon 5 days.
Because it would hurt me no one when a mic and then when a sound a bad. Now, so this is a way to go. You guys are also getting mics, I believe.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. No.
Let's dive into it, gents. I trust you guys had a good week. I don't know if you want to just recuperate a little bit on what you guys did in the week, but because we have only 30 minutes with Kamani, and then we're going to have another 30 minutes in Mnyazi. So I think we should just get into it, and then we'll recuperate what we have after that, because this guy has to go immediately at 12:30. It's another week.
Yeah.
It's another week. Yeah. And we're going straight into it. We got our normal panel. When I say normal, under the new circumstances of COVID-19, the new normal is always something dynamic.
Yeah. The normal is very dynamic.
I think Kamani is going to bring some zest into this, so that's why we want Kamani to be featuring every week, because of his zest.
Sabulela ngexesha lakho Kamani.
Yes, sir. Anytime, Jim.
My co-host, Mzimnyazi, as well as our guest once again, Kamani Mjobo, delving into a very interesting topic yet again. And this week we're talking about 3 different components of training. And that is cardiovascular training versus strength training versus body conditioning. Now, we know exactly what has been happening over the years. CrossFitters have always been clashing with bodybuilders. Bodybuilders have always been clashing with cardio guys. Cardio guys have been clashing with CrossFitters. It's all about who is the best. It's all about results. It's all about goals. It's all about what you want to do with your body. Some people want to achieve muscle, and there's only one way we know as fitness professionals of how to achieve muscle. Some just want to be fit. Some don't even understand the concept of what fit is. Some don't even understand the concept of what being muscular is. So we're going to talk about these three components of training: cardiovascular training, body conditioning, as well as strength training. And as I go into that, Mzi focuses his life entirely on one component of training. Most times, I can safely say 90% of the time.
No.
Z,
No, you are wrong.
you know which component I'm alluding to. So you better talk your game on it. Tell me.
You are going
what
to
have
be. You see,
your
listen.
whole entire life on?
Before we go far, today you are going to be surprised how much strength training I do. Today you are going to be surprised. I'm not talking about do in terms of me doing it. I'm talking about in terms of me training people. Yes.
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
Yes.
What's your intake? Going into that, what's your intake about cardiovascular training and aerobic training? Your take. What's your take?
It's okay. Cardiorespiratory endurance, as it is usually called, it is the training of the heart, the training of the blood vessels and the lungs. So the aim is to work on that system. The aim is to train the heart to pump blood to the muscles more efficiently. So I believe that it is a type of training that everybody should have. That includes your bodybuilders, because even if someone is doing strength training, they still need oxygenated blood onto those muscles. So if that is efficient, if your heart can pump enough oxygenated blood to the muscles, then it means that whatever it is that we're doing, we are going to be able to do it optimally because of that. So yes, that's my take. I think it is one of the primary fitness components out there that are needed.
And because of your work, I'm going to also elongate this chat about cardiorespiratory training that you are talking about. How much time in your professional life do you dedicate in cardio, in terms of your own training and in terms of your group training as well?
Okay, I don't have my own training. I decided to stop having my own training. I'll tell you why. I get tired, a lot, because I do a lot of classes. And also at the same time, if I do go and train, it would be once in a while. Maybe I'll do weights, or once in a while I'll go and run. But just doing training myself, I hardly ever do it. When I'm training people, I burn calories, a lot of them. Sometimes I even burn calories more than some of the members. I was asking another one, why did you burn lesser calories than I did? And she was like, no, I arrived late in class. Even if you arrived late, you were supposed to burn more calories than I did as an instructor. You understand? But what I'm saying is that when I'm teaching, I always do at least half what the class is doing. That also helps. And thanks to healthy eating, my numbers are still going down. I've lost over 8 kg now. Without
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, come on in.
I'm sure you can see the t-shirt.
I know this is a very much a hot topic around our industry because it kind of puts a competitive energy among us fitness professionals. And we know the animosity between bodybuilders and CrossFitters. And we also know the animosity between cardiovascular trainers, which are your runners, and those that actually do strength training. We know that it's very important to have a balance. But you tell us the difference between the three components: cardio guys, body conditioning guys, as well as strength trainers. From your background, can you just decipher the differences or the similarities between the three components of training?
Cool. Yeah, just to start off with, like you said, there's a lot of animosity between those three aspects. People love the hype and they don't really like the science, right? All those components have to go together. Now, it depends on what specificity, right? Cardiovascular can be many things, right? But for the sake of the podcast, we're just gonna keep it as your aerobic base. So you wanna have your aerobic base. Your aerobic base is your foundation of whatever training you wanna embark into later on, right? But you wanna have that base, so let's say, like you said, right? And then, for example, an example of that would be like typical marathon runner. There's also stuff we're gonna say about them later on, right? And then your metabolic, your body conditioning is your CrossFit, like you said, CrossFit and rugby players, all MMA. Those are your typical body conditioning stuff. Even though cardio and body conditioning can actually can actually be put together. Body conditioning being the progression from the cardio body.
Yes.
And then your strength would be powerlifters or bodybuilders or something like that. So it's easier to train only one component. It's less hard work, and it's just easier to train one component as opposed to just training multiple systems. Training multiple systems means now your body's not going to look as aesthetic as someone who only does bodybuilding, and vice versa. Someone runs only, they're not going to look like a bodybuilder or like a rugby player. So that's what we need to understand. Why is that, and why we should actually try to balance everything as per our discussion here.
Into that, Kamani, I just want you to explain, especially to our Black population, the difference between fitness and muscularity.
Yes, okay, let's put it this way. Fitness. Okay, under fitness, there's muscular endurance, there's muscular strength, there's muscular hypertrophy. Fitness is just the umbrella under which all these components fall under, right? So for Blacks, for the most part, they love anything that's got to do with cardio and all that. So for them, I would say muscularity would be your typical bodybuilder, like heavy muscles, right? Just as the name says. And then for them, for fitness, is being able to do whatever your life requires you to do, right? So whatever your life, if I spend most of my life sitting down, let me make this example. This person is always tired because he's doing more than the members. That tells you, as an instructor who does so many classes, his aerobic fitness is kind of lacking because he only relies on the training, which is more like a competition in this case, as opposed to preparing for that, having the enough base to do that with ease and carry on his own training at the same time.
That's it. Z.
Yeah.
Z, for your purpose of understanding, and also talking in your personal capacity, do you use these three components of training? Do you do cardio? Do you do a little bit of strength training? Do you do a little bit of body conditioning in order to have this holistic?
Okay, this is me. I mainly, my activity is mainly my classes. Like I said when we started, I teach a lot of cardio classes, which is your box, step, and then I also teach body conditioning, which is shape, right? Shape, lighter weights, more reps, yes. Now, in terms of what Kaman is talking about, my aerobic capacity, I would like to differ with that. I'm actually, when it comes to cardio, I'm actually quite strong. It's my strongest point. I can run long distances. You know that guy that went to Comrades with less than 500 kilometers on the legs and completed the race? I'm that guy. So my aerobic capacity, I'm okay with it. But I think it also has to do, maybe they normally speak about the capacity of the lungs, or the ability of the lungs to take oxygen from the air that you breathe. I think I naturally have that. My lungs can take more oxygen whenever I breathe. Yeah, it's even more now that I am eating healthy. It's like when I do go and run, I run times that I used to battle with, and without training now this time.
Okay, so in your Give Gas fitness health and wellness company, you don't do strength training.
We do.
As per your class.
I do have videos, strength training. We also do Zoom as well.
Okay, but my question is, how much of each section in the 3 spheres that I've mentioned do you do of each? So you do, I would think from what I see, 80% cardio, 10% strength training, and 10% body conditioning. Am I correct in saying that?
They actually do more strength than cardio.
So how then do you manage how much of each discipline that you
mean now? Are you talking about me personally or Give Gas?
Yourself and Give Gas.
Okay, myself and Give Gas, we are different. At Give Gas, remember, Give Gas is the company. We can have 2-3 classes per day. You understand? Yeah, they can access as many classes as I'm talking about, apart from what is on the website. So you can, like, there is a program, an ongoing program. They know what to do. Like, if I can check on the program, I don't have to check, but on the program, there is strength today. So they do that almost every day. They've got strength to do, and they also have cardio to do. Sometimes they can choose, they can do both. It's not like a program. It's more like a club, a health club, and so they do a lot of strength. I personally don't do a lot of strength, but I do have a lot of shape classes. And when I'm doing my classes, like I told you, I do half of what the people are doing. I can say, how many shape classes do I do? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So out of 10 classes or 12 classes that I do about 4 shape classes per week.
And why don't you do as much strength training as you should? No, for yourself.
What do you mean as I should?
Strength training is very important.
Yes.
For muscle building and body shaping.
Yes.
We all know that. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, if you want to shape your body, you do strength, yes.
Yes. So why don't you do enough or as much strength training?
Why don't I lift weights? Ask that question.
Yes.
I don't want to lift weights.
Why?
I don't want to. It's not what I want to do. I'm currently trying to drop my body the way I'm doing, to drop my weight the way I'm doing, by eating healthy and teaching my classes for now. Obviously, after a while, I'm going to change and start adding a little bit, but not too much. I don't want to be muscular.
Okay. Thank you. Let's leave it at that. Kamani, do you hear what Mzi said?
I heard everything.
Okay. Mzi is a master group exercise trainer. He is a fitness professional. He has boldly said that he does not want to lift weights. He has boldly said that he does not like strength training. Come on, we get clients every day. They want goals for themselves. They want to get that 6-pack. They want to get those arms. They want to get that V-shaped leg. They want to get that bum. They want to get physical results. And they tell you they don't want to lift weights. Is it realistic? Come on.
Look, strength, yes, to a certain degree. Yes, to a certain degree. You can still use your own body weight, but now if they're willing to do 500 squats as like at every strength session, then they can do that. But now not everybody has the threshold or the capacity to do that. So that's why it's easier to actually carry the load and do with the load than actually go for 500 reps. So they can still do that because once the muscle is really tired, it starts tapping into what it was when you were carrying your weight. So if I get to like 50 squats and then I cannot move at all, it's in my brain, in my central nervous system, it feels like I'm carrying something. Right?
Oh, I see.
Yes. So you can, but not everybody can actually take what it comes with it.
Yeah. And stretching onto that, Kamani, you know, as adamant as the client comes to you and says, I don't want to do a specific thing, right? I don't want to do body conditioning. I don't want to do strength training. I do, however, want to achieve the results that body conditioning athletes and strength training athletes achieve. But I want to achieve those with my cardio training and aerobics. What is your response to such an individual who is as strong-willed as Mzi that will tell you, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that?
Come on, before you answer.
Let's leave it.
Wait.
Come on.
Imagine. You see, I have to stop you right there before you put words in my mouth. Number one, I did not say I want to have huge muscles.
Okay.
I said I do not want that. And I'm not done. I'm not done because you are referencing and then I said, I told you what I'm trying to achieve right now, what I'm working with. Okay. And I told you I am getting the results. So what I wanted to say is that if you are going to say you get a client that does not want to lift weight but wants these results, that client is not like me. So let's get that point clear. That client is not, I don't want those results because I know how to get them. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Come on.
Now, come on, you can answer, but don't look this side.
This is very jokey. He knows what he's doing is not really correct, but we'll leave him for another. Okay. I love those kind of clients. Actually, I love those strong-willed, almost stubborn people. My job is to enlighten. My job is to edify. My job is to teach, right? So I explain why you need to do strength. If you want muscle, you need to stress the muscle, right? If you want cardio, you need to stress your cardio system, right? So I explain to them from the beginning, right? If we do things like if you don't want to lift weights, you don't want to do body conditioning, but you want to do aerobics and stuff like that, yes, you can get to that to a certain degree. But remember, the person you actually reference the results of, to me, has all the bases covered before they actually you saw them on whatever magazine or whatever social media platform you saw them at. So we need to start with the basics. Basics first, build your aerobic base, make sure that, like Mzi said, your body can get supplied and utilized enough oxygen. And then from then on, we can go to block B, which is going to be body conditioning. Now, we're trying to tire the muscles and all that in a short space of time and still rest longer. And then from there, we can jump off to strength training, where now at least we've got the base, we can carry anything and everything we want to carry. Right? So you want the main thing is being able to do whatever you want to do with your body without being injured.
And
so that's the most important is making sure that they understand whatever they know, they need to empty their minds. Whatever they know, they need to come through and be ready to forget whatever they thought they knew and learn whatever, and then take new information. If they're not ready for that, they're not really ready for a training. They still have opinions of a training.
All right. Before you go on, I'm going to let you go on. We just got 5 minutes to wrap up before we let Kamani go. The time now is 12:30. So just wait for that, Kamani. And then we'll wrap up.
Just a second. Listen.
Did you say?
Okay. Sure. Listen, when there's another thing that we miss, especially I hate the fact that it looks like I'm sitting in a position where I have to make a lot of justification, but if it's necessary, I'm going to make them. We are gonna, the class that I teach, especially if we talk about the program that I'm mainly known for, which is the box. The class that I teach and the typical class that you're going to see out there, box, are totally different. In my class, people do more conditioning exercises compared to just walking around, throwing one punch, turning around, throwing one kick. People do more conditioning-based exercises. One punch, 3 knees, for instance. Knee lift, a shorter movement that you repeat over and over again. Yes, it is cardio, but there's more conditioning to it compared to your typical kind of class you can get. That could be another reason, you understand, that maybe I view things the way I see them. But at the same time, guys, I'm not lifting those 20 kgs and 40 kgs.
No. Remember, Ukamani did say that if you do enough cardio, so much cardio, that your brain thinks at such an extent that, no, man, I think this is when I should be lifting something. It automatically taps into that phase of its fitness. But it's not for all people, like Ukamani said.
Yeah.
So that's why I think we need to train all 3 components of our fitness levels. That is in body conditioning, in cardio, and in strength training. I'll tell you why.
Sorry, you mentioned 3. There is another one. Yes, there's more. Yeah, actually, there's more. Yes, there's flexibility, which is one of the ones that are underrated. That we spoke about last week.
I was going to go into that.
Oh yeah.
All right, now I was going to go into that. For most of my life, I've been a sportsman. Now, I've played tennis professionally.
Network yasemonti awuzawuphinda.
Buffalo Metro, what's going on though?
Can you guys hear me?
No.
Yeah, you're back.
Now you played professional tennis. Tell them to stop calling you. Bakalelo ya hotspotters. They must stop calling you.
Alright. I played tennis. I'm going to continue from where I think my network was just messing around. And I think I was talking about my personal experience in sport and as an athlete.
Yes.
Okay. Well, basically what we said is recording now, ne?
Dalam record.
Listen, Jess, basically what I was saying is that, from my own personal experience in that, what I found is that because I grew up playing rugby, cricket, soccer, I played a little bit of hockey. Hockey I played socially though. Played tennis. And then later, in my later years, I started up playing squash. So I've always been an athlete. And what I found is that in terms of your weight, I've always, I think, genetically had a body that is more athletic. I didn't have to work for my body. So I had a natural athletic body. But I've always loved training. I've always loved what you call as resistance training, and specifically weight training, because that's what I grew up in the surroundings accustomed to. Because generally guys that I grew up with, they either went to the gym or they went to go play soccer or cricket. Tennis was more or less a white dominated sport. And also if you did play tennis, it meant by you were always mingling with the white boys. So, Glondaleyo, being a sportsman and playing different sports, I found that when I was doing more weight training and doing less aerobic training, is that I became stiff, you know? You get bulky as you train weights. And more or less, I had not the knowledge of training specific group muscles. I was basically training from my own knowledge and what my friends were telling me to train. So Londaleyo, it didn't equip me to know what muscle movements required tennis for me to be excelled at tennis. So I became more bulky and it became slow with tennis. And also when I'd switch and play cricket, that also became an issue because I was always a fast medium bowler and I was an agile fielder. So when it came to cricket, also performance that was slackish. So in essence, what I was saying is that I am the advocate of being a well-balanced trainer. So I believe in cardio, I believe in weight training, and I also believe in functionality and conditioning. So in Blondoleo, it also, another thing that we said that came into play is the flexibility. Now, it is crucial as a sportsman to be very flexible. Also depending on what sport and what position you're playing in the sport. I think Kamani will go into depth in that when he talks about sport-specific training, because there is a discipline in fitness that talks about and also that trains sport-specific exercise. So that's why in the city I believe also in my fundamental living and also my philosophy of training, I believe in a well-balanced training program, including all of the specs that we've talked about, including in mobility and flexibility. So that's why I was pushing you when I was saying, but you need to lift weights, man. You need to lift weights.
And actually answering you like a client. Usually in this perspective sounded like he was a client. Especially ladies clients that would say, no, I don't want to train weight, so I don't want to be bulky. It's many ways to train weight. A billion ways of training weight. So the weights actually make you look like the way you've been taught to or the way you want to look like. So for the most part, like you said, like just to piggyback on what you were saying, you be bulky for cricket or whatever sport you were playing, right? Because for the most part, we try to imitate bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Because I'm training shoulders, I'm training chest, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but that's not helping for the actual running around and all that. Bodybuilders trying to stand on tables for aesthetics. So we do that, but we want to perform, want to be elicit out of ourselves.
Imagine, guys, this man, you are saying I must lift weights. I said I do.
No.
There is a video. There is a video. It's recorded. Let me remind you what he said. He said there are three of them. He said there is pure strength, and then he said there is functional mix of body weight, and that can also be cardio. And then he said the aerobic. And then he asked me, why don't I do the strength, pure strength one? And I even said, guys, I do lift when I'm teaching my shape classes. Do you remember when I said that? And I said, for me, I believe that is enough for me. You understand? So when I'm doing my shape classes, in your mind, now you know what is it that I'm doing. It's not like when I'm doing my shape classes, I'm doing without anything. There is something. But if he is going to say, I must lift weights after I've spoken about my shape class, that means he's specifically talking about that one.
So basically, you say you don't need to do anything outside of any strength training outside of the classes. That's what you're saying.
I do
cardio with. Hold on. It's like me saying I do cardio with my clients. That means I don't need to do any cardio outside of that. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, I'm not saying I don't need to do any training, but I said I don't do any training. However, I'm that person that would wake up one morning, not in a structured way, wake up, go for my run, come back, shower, and go for my classes. But in terms of a program, I don't want any other program outside my classes because I believe that I do work enough. Especially, I record videos as well.
Yeah.
Hence, I was saying, if I do that, I train and I do teach my classes, record my videos. I get tired. And then that's it. I think as Vananga Gakhe, man, on Friday.
Do you know, I have a question, Kamani. I think you can elaborate more on that, and then Mzi will come in the fray, because it's very important for the viewers and anyone who's going to be watching this to distinctly distinguish between the 4 pillars that we spoke about. And the recent one is flexibility and mobility, right? Now, my question is, in percentages, all right, and also just talk about the general population. Don't go specifically into a specific person or specific sport, just generally, because we always get general questions from the general population. How much of each pillar should we put our time to in training in percentages? So I'm saying, should we go 20% in cardio, 30% in strength training, 10% in this, and another 20% in that? What's your take? We go 100, 100, 100, 100, because that is another. That is the way to look at it, you know?
Yeah. Okay, we've got to be practical at the same time, right? So 100, 100, 100 is ideal, but it's not really going to work, right? So for the lifestyle of the general population,
yes,
most people sit down on the computer or they sit at home or whatever. But the most important for me would be cardio. Just make sure you can get where you wanna go, moving around. Can be walking, that can be walking. If you can run, that's even extra. But the best cardio for me was like a sedentary person, walking. Then you follow that by stretching. You still need your circulation, right? I'm using my muscles, so if I'm using that, and I need to make them more supple and all that, so that I can be able to sustain myself and do that for a long time, right? Then strength. Strength protects you from whatever minor, like if it's slipping, as before, if you've got core strength or whatever strength of your body, then it prevents you from severe injury, so to speak. Right? Then what was the other one? So I said cardio,
flexibility and mobility.
And then I said cardio, and then secondly is flexibility and mobility, right? Then strength, and then conditioning is quite specific. Quite specific. That you need a structure for that. So strength. The nice thing about strength is you don't have to lift. Naturally, as humans, strength is designed to carry more than to lift. So if you carry water from the river, water from the tap, or groceries, that's strength. So just make sure you are able to do whatever you want to do, basically, with no qualms, no pain, no nothing. So for someone that's general, like normal person, that's that for me.
Yeah, Mnyazi, it's specifically what we spoke about outside this podcast, and we were clashing, but ended up actually understanding one another, because I started to see things from your point of view, and I was thinking of things from kind of where you are looking at, and I think I ended up thinking about, you know what? I think another thing that is a main criteria for health and wellness in general is mentality, you know? And
wellness, see that word there.
Wellness, it's a big factor. It's a big factor. So when I was talking to you, you know, I started thinking, you know, maybe Mzi has an attitude towards strength training, or maybe he just He just doesn't like it, and I have to accept that. I can't enforce what I think is correct and say that Mzi has to strength train. So from that, how do you then, when Mzi, from your own beliefs, how do you then tackle when you get clients that say they want to have this goal and they want to do cardio, strength training and conditioning and such, when you yourself have your own personal views about it? Do you inform them from your own personal experiences, or do you inform them via the book?
I personally don't have a problem with strength. I can help someone do strength. Don't have a problem with that. But it's just that it's not one of my goals. You understand? I've got a way, when I look at myself, for instance, as a 60-year-old Mzi, there is a picture that I have. You understand? Yeah. And I know that in that picture, to get to where I want to get, I have to do the things that I'm doing now. I told you, one of my goals is to achieve ABC, running 40 minutes again in 10Ks. And my way, my strength is going to be my heel training, a little bit of weight without equipment. That's my personal one. But now if a client comes, they outline their goals. Then we assist them, okay, but I'm a group trainer. But we assist those people based on their goals. So if we are doing a functional class, we do a functional class. If we are doing a shape class, we do a shape class. If we do a kick class, we do a kick class or step, whatever. We don't mix these things. But if I was a PT and I get a client that wants to do strength, then I would help the client based on what they want to achieve.
Would you share your personal view with your clients?
No, unless they ask me what I want to achieve. Remember, my personal view about strength is not a negative one. Just because I don't want to do it, it doesn't mean that I'm negative towards it.
Don't you think in that, Kamani, don't you think trainers always train their clients according to what they believe is the way to go? I'll say this because normally in all these top cities, these top cities, I think these metropolitan cities, Joburg, Cape Town, Durban, these upper class cities that have the big money spenders, training their PTs especially, you must look a certain way, or maybe the socio-economic norm dictates that you look a specific way. And naturally, it's always the bodybuilders that become personal trainers. It should not be like that. That's not the golden rule that you have to be a bodybuilder in order to be a personal trainer. There's no rule like that. You just have to love exercise, and you have to be able to communicate to people in order to get them to their goals. That's what is required. You yourself don't have to be an athlete when you want to be a personal trainer. So in that, Kamani, do you think that it is possible to be able not to share your own biased views about training to your clients? Or do you train them neutrally in such a manner that you inform them of the options and the decisions that they can take in order to go where they're going without you having your own personal views? So for instance, you don't like cardio. You'd be like, no man, don't spend too much time on cardio. Come, let's do strength training.
I see that. No. With every client, I come to every client with an empty mind. I need to tell me what they want to do. How do they see themselves doing that? Then once they told me everything, then I can recommend certain things that might work better. Me having been around, having been on the saddle for a while, then I can say, listen, we can try that, but there's other ways too of doing things, right? So most of the time we don't want to do certain things because we're not very well versed in certain components of certain. So we want to do what I see these other people also doing. But if I don't see it from them, I'm trying something new, feel like maybe it's not going to work. Or maybe something really specific for this client, then I feel a bit awkward. I want to do what everyone else is doing. So me, clean slate. You start afresh as if I've never seen no client before. Like no client ever. They tell me what to do. They tell me what they want, how they picture themselves doing that. Then I can chime in and say, okay, listen, I think there's another way of doing that, but we can try that. And then if it doesn't work, we can always modify, alter it according to how you are able to perform.
Beautiful, beautiful. MZ,
Yes.
I had to ask you this before you pick up that hand.
I want to comment on the same thing before you ask me yours.
Okay.
Yeah, you're telling me Sam. Yeah. Listen. Yeah. Listen. Kufana na lento bangaba kulento yobu bias personal views. A lot of people might think that my favorite program is box because most people know me teaching box. But my favorite component is high-low, followed by step. And however, mostly people request me to do box more. My clients that give guests, they are the ones that want box more than the other ones. I've got only about...
Don't you think box is the most popular group exercise class?
It is popular. That is why, it is popular. It's like a fight. If a fight can break out on the corner there, you are busy doing your personal training, Kamani, or in a singwa, you are busy doing your boot camp, and then you fight your client will leave you and go and watch the fight. That's why box is loved by people so much. You understand? Yeah. How you can ask your question.
Okay, my question, it's going to go to both of you, but Z, I want you to answer this question first.
Yeah.
All right. We know that diabolical outlook that people have. All right. Everyone, this is the hottest thing in South Africa right now. And that is, should a group exercise trainer, a personal trainer, look the part in order to accomplish their goal? And by this, this would mean that you are actually fulfilling the 4 pillars that we have spoken about. Cardio, being fit enough in order to actually train with your clients. I don't know if Ukamani would be training with his clients in some cases, because some clients.
Sometimes, I can if I want to, just that where I am.
Now there are many you'll be tired, but anyway,
And then number two, body conditioning with them, functionality, and strength training. So in that, when I say this, there's been a lot of my colleagues, and perhaps myself too sometimes, is that these members of ours always look at us and our profiles, and they also look at what we produce. But they look at what we produce secondly. The first thing they notice is us. The first thing they notice is us. Now, my question to you, Mzi, is, do you think it matters how a group exercise or personal trainer looks in order to accomplish their job? And their job is to produce results, regardless of how they look. Because whether you look like a bodybuilder or an athlete, those results won't suddenly infuse themselves into your members and your clients. What's your take on that?
You are dealing with two things here. Dealing with two things. You are dealing with the ability to do work, and then you are dealing with the ability to sell. So there is the functional ability to do your job, and then there is that ability to attract people. That means to sell. I'll make an example. I'll use a product for an example. If you look at Nike shoes or Adidas shoes, whatever shoe that you look at, the first thing that is going to attract you to that shoe is how it looks like before you can know what it can do. It can look good, but it can be doing a shit job. So the first thing that you like, it has to look good, and then it must also be able to do its work.
Yeah.
You go to any company, when they package products, they don't just package by ngomdongo, by fakepa. Even if it's a good product, if it's ngomdongo, no one is going to buy it. So it has, the packaging has to say, look at me. And now we live in a world that is very noisy. Then you look at me, oh wow, you can do this too. It's like a woman. If you meet a woman, the first thing, she will be attractive. You look at it, wow, I like her. And then you start having a conversation. And they're like, oh, you've got brains too. Yeah. So it depends. It doesn't mean that a fat trainer cannot do their job. But now you can't be a complete business without, I'm not going to use the term looking the part because that means something else. Without looking in a particular way, without looking like you can sell. Yeah, you should look, someone must be deceived when they look at you. Like, he might know something about fitness. Oh wow, yeah, he does. You understand? Yeah. But a lot of times you find guys who look that way and then here there's nothing, then I'm against that. I'd rather that's why a fit trainer that knows what he's doing than having a good looking trainer that knows nothing that's going to injure me. So yes, it does matter for your business. It does matter for your business, but for the client, it's a different story. A client can be helped by any other person. But if you don't look that way, you're not going to reach more people. Yeah, let me leave it there. I think the
Come on.
Sir.
Your take?
Yeah. I think clients come to us for the appearance, right? Versus the reality. Because what looks good is not necessarily that good. You made a comment on Facebook about Fury and Anthony Johnson.
Yes. Yes.
That's that.
And my comment, just to be contextually in the same page, my comment was I saw a picture of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Now Anthony Joshua used to be my favorite boxer because he just had the looks about him. He's a pretty boy and he's also into fitness. You know, his physique is absolutely great. All right. And I don't know much about boxing, but he looked like the complete boxer until he got beaten by Andy Ruiz. And I was like,
that Mexican guy.
I was like, and one better Andy Ruiz, AKB, you know? I was like, wow. And then from then on, I was like, guys, let's just go back. Then I started watching videos of boxing, you know, videos in history of boxing. And I was like, hey man, you don't have to be a bodybuilder in order to box. If I skill, boxing but then I was like, no, man.
Which company?
So my comment was, who Tyson Fury is not physically at his prime. He's your normal overweight. I'd say overweight, but he's a heavyweight. So he's your normal guy, you know, but his skills in boxing. All right. Yes. So that was my comment. It was like, bodybuilder is a better Tyson Fury. But that was
food.
better.
Yeah. The thing is, the muscles are the icing to the cake. There's no icing.
But
remember Adesanya, and what's the other guy's name? Another Mexican guy. What's his name?
Romero. He's from Cuba. Romero is from Cuba.
No, not Romero. Not even him, but not him. There's another light-skinned one. Man.
Kevin Gastelum, the short wrestler. From Brazil.
Yeah. Did you see what happened?
Yeah. Skill.
Yeah. So in sports, what looks like it's big or strong, what looks big doesn't necessarily mean strong. Doesn't mean it's not. Like it goes back to what you were talking about when you were talking about you lifting weights plus playing sports. But now when you talk, clients come to you for most of the time. They see someone, they get interested, and then they want to inquire and ask if they can train them and whatnot. Or they have a picture of Beyonce. They say, I want to look like this. Not knowing if Beyonce's got busted knees or lower back is gone or whatever. So clients come to us for visuals. And then performance comes up. So I agree with Mzi. It's going to be the full package. It doesn't necessarily mean you're the best, but it's good for visuals and marketing, right? Then what you do can actually do marketing for you. If you understand.
Come on.
Your job is going to be your sales. You're going to be the business.
Come on. Yabona Andy Ruiz now Hercules. Andy Ruiz and this guy because this guy was in England.
Tyson.
No, the other one.
AJ.
Which one?
Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Oh, Joshua.
Yeah. So between those two guys, after that fight, after Andrew Ruiz has won the fight, between those two guys, if it comes to sponsors, who is going to get a new sponsor after that fight? It will still be Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It's still Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, unless they are selling a Mexican bull bread, nobody is going to sponsor Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like he takes it serious. That's the problem. It doesn't look like he takes it serious. Up until recently, have you seen him now? Have you seen Ruiz
No, he
now?
lost weight.
I actually did. I saw a picture.
He's cut.
Everyone was like, he can't.
Canelo's trainer and nutritionist is working with him. Canelo?
Yeah.
He's working with him. So he's training
apparently.
Canelo Ruiz.
No, the trainer that Canelo is training.
Oh yeah.
That's why he's so good, with his hands. Have you seen Canelo?
Yeah.
Hey, Canelo. Yeah. I was surprised. Why didn't Canelo do that when he was fighting Mayweather?
Come on now. We're talking about the GOAT now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Mayweather is the art and the science.
And the money.
It looked like Canelo was just chasing.
If you watch that match, everyone wants Mayweather to fight other boxers the way they want him to. Mayweather,
I understand.
And he knows if he's moving around, he's going to bore them to death. Then he's going to take the points. If you look at Canelo Mayweather fight, easy work.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? Before I cut you off, guys, I have a big interest in UFC personally, because I've grown up being in Kwengwe. Like, I've been in countless street fights. So I've always fought myself. I stopped fighting a long time ago. So interest in UFC has been somewhat of an attraction to me, and I really want to be a UFC fighter soon. Really, Nyan.
UFC or MMA fighter?
UFC, MMA is
just say MMA.
Cage.
Eventually UFC though.
You must go to UFC this one. Go to UFC.
My man.
That's the local one.
Yeah.
You start there, you get recognized.
Yeah, so in that, I think what I always said, because they've always said this about Mayweather, that he's a runner. He's a runner. But I keep saying this, guys, boxing is one of the oldest form of fighting since the beginning of time. All right, when it's gone professionally. UFC, inja, mixed martial arts, inja, character corner. But ayona that went professionally is boxing. So it's been there for the longest time. So Mayweather, how he fights, they say he's a runner, but that guy is smart, bro. That guy fights with his head. Why do you need to stand and get hit? But you can collect 1-2 points here, hang back, wait, 1-2 points there, hang back. That's how you win, by points.
I was asking a question. I was asking a question before Sizo Shiu Mayweather. I was asking a question. These guys, they were talking. Mayweather runs. When Mayweather runs in the ring, does he leave the ring? Like, does he get out of the ring and run away? No, that means you need to train and have the cardio to chase him, because that's what he does. He makes sure he's fit. Yeah. So then it goes back to training. That's how Mayweather wants to fight. That's how he doesn't want to be a powerful boxer that's going to push people around. He wants to run away from them and score points. And those guys,
have you seen how Mayweather trains?
Woo.
Yes, I've seen, but you know the trainings that they show us, it's not a real training.
Okay, but in the training that we've seen on camera,
yeah, they are good.
Cardio is there.
Yes, number one.
Strength training, weights, mzi is there.
Yeah, more or less my way. It's not... Conditioning, my way.
Flexibility is there.
Yes. Okay, you know what? Yes, Singwa, I will do strength, but I'm not going to do strength the way you want. But I will.
That's all I want.
I will take an 8 kg and just do a couple of reps like I did today. Just for you. You will watch when you watch the video. I even said, Singwa, look at me, check, I'm doing strength.
Remember, there's gotta be tension. If you're doing strength, there's gotta be tension.
Yes.
So you want that?
Yeah. No, don't worry, Mhlobam. When it comes to these things, no go understanding the corner. If I want to ask questions, I'll give you a call. Yeah, I'll give you a call.
I can hear you know what's going on, but are you actually doing what you know? That's why we're trying to apply pressure on.
So in that guy, you know
Salah, the marathon runner from England, Mo Salah or something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He also does strength training. He runs all these marathons, competitions, whatever, but he's still training. Like,
but I get it.
It's good what he does.
Yeah. All right. You know what I was gonna say? In all of this that we've been talking about, these 4 pillars, I have to mention them again. Body conditioning and functionality, strength training, flexibility, as well as
cardio. What did we mention? Say cardio.
Cardio.
Yeah, say it.
Cardio. Yes, I keep forgetting it because, So those 4 pillars are very crucial, and I think that we shouldn't miss them. And obviously, when we combine all these episodes that we've been talking about in this podcast, the very first one we spoke about is nutrition. You cannot go a day without eating a well-balanced meal or having a well-balanced meal plan. That is including everything. People tend to think that you should cut out things. I don't believe in cutting out anything. Have a well-balanced meal plan and also have a well-balanced training schedule. All right? That's what you should have. And I think our members and our clients should have that in mind as well. I don't want to go into what I want to talk about because I think we've missed it already. Because in nutrition, we should have spoken about supplements.
Hey, it is fine.
I think we'll go into supplementation.
If usithetha sihlela apha ngokusacinga uthetha ngamantombazana siyangena.
But when doing supplementation, I think for me, ukula kwam ejimin is standard into a protein and mass builder, because that was always the thing about boys getting bigger. Mass builder and the whey protein. Those are the 2 things. And then you'd get some other boys is a higher grade. Animal stack, therefore steroids. Those were the big boys. So I think another thing that kind of like confuses our members and our clients is that they get this information from other people. They don't get it from professionals. They get it from the internet. They get it from other people. Umntu abuzwa into ethile isebenza njani. Imbuze uyiveke wena lona. No, ndiveke ngichomi yami. Thixo wami. So mina ngoku funeke ndiphikise wena. Wawuvenge chomi yakho. Chomi yakho i-security. Yapha kwa Shoprite. Ufit i-security kwa Shoprite. Ngoku ndiphikise wena. Yebo.
Yazi ukwenye chepu pa ejimini ne kwenye gym le. Echeple sidibana ndanzasela ngoko sidibana etywaleni. Yeah, because gym one. I don't know the guy, he knows me, obvious.
Yeah.
So he comes to me and say, wena yekho ulunge utrainer nami. Did you show? Look, let's have an agreement. Let's do this. Let's plan a training that will include different components of fitness. We will do your weights, we will do cardio, we will go and run, and do everything. And then you can come to me and talk about fitness. But the point I'm trying to make is that abantu bane tendency yokucimba fanba as trainers when we are being trained ezinye izinto ezinye azifundiswa abanye abantu abathile. And it so happens that some of us, we started this shit long ago. You know, like when I was training soldiers there, I had to know, almost like I'm to know anatomy, physiology, biomechanics. I had to do strength, cardio, and all that stuff. I had to know these things long before I even became an instructor here. And then apart from knowing, we were doing these things there. We were carrying heavy, flipping 40 kg, and you have to walk 50 kilometers whole night. If I can come and tell you. So what I'm trying to say is that they like looking at trainers, especially skinny guys or fat guys, looking at fat or skinny trainers and thinking that a skinny trainer will know nothing about strength, a fat trainer will know nothing about running. And it's just that the only difference that that person was not doing that thing. And now maybe they're doing it, or they were doing it, but they were not eating healthy. Like in my case, I was not eating healthy. I gained weight, but now I haven't trained any specially, and I've been losing weight like crazy, only by changing how I eat. So guys, we have to protect ourselves and try to. But I wanted to talk about this when I've achieved my goal, because I want to shit on some people's heads as well at the same time.
Come on.
Especially people that know nothing in their phone. When the time is right. Yeah?
What's your take on supplementation?
There's nothing wrong with supplementation. There's nothing wrong with it, but let's not run away from the word supplement. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Yes.
Supplement is actually helping out your regular diet, right? So you need to make sure what you take is actually what you lack in your eating. So if my carbs or my protein is not enough, then I can say, okay, listen, let me get me some whey protein because I don't get enough steak or I don't eat enough meat. We just take, because our friends take hyperbolic mass, or our friend is taking creatine, or our friend is taking this and that and the third. So we need, if we can sort out the food, the eating, you don't need supplements. Unless you train something really serious, you're an elite athlete, you wanna compete at a certain level, then you cannot eat or get enough from the food. Then you need more. You get the food, but you still need more of the nutrients, whatever nutrients you want to add to your body. Then you can take those. But if you're just a regular person, get your food right, get your hydration right, get your sleep right, get your training right, you're good.
All right, my man.
Like as someone before she asking, of course, you like leaving me behind in this thing. When I have a point.
Sorry.
Like in a situation, I'm going to say someone who does not eat meat, what they will be lacking is vitamin B12. So that person, it makes sense for them to buy vitamin B12 and take it as a supplementation because they know that it's lacking in the food.
Even with that, there's vegetables. They can research the stuff. If you don't find it in the meat, it doesn't mean it's not anywhere else. If it grows from the ground, it might have it. But we lack of knowledge sometimes makes it take the shortcut and then take So
B12.
I'm not eating meat. Where can I find the B12 outside of the meat? Then
Animals find B12 from swamps and all these dirty places they go to. So because we live in a world that is where fruits and veggies are washed, are sort of sterilized, so it doesn't, because B12 is like it's from dirt. So now because of that, that is why it's difficult to find from veggies. Unless maybe you can try not washing your veggies before you eat and risk getting sick. Actually, I was thinking about that. Just wiping them with my head.
Yeah. Listen, I had a question. Kamani. Also now I'm going to go to you.
Please.
Is it possible for an athlete, because we're talking about supplementation and what you put into your body. Now, as a normal person who doesn't have any education on what these supplementations and these supplements have, an athlete who is a professional athlete, is it possible for them not to know when they are taking a certain supplement that
you'll be surprised
supplement has a banned substance? Is that possible?
No.
Is it a norm? Is it a norm for a pro athlete? I'm asking here with the mind that you were a professional athlete, and I would assume, because rugby is the biggest thing in South Africa, it's brought us 3 World Cups, and also I think as the number 1 country and also the number 1 IRB ranked South African Test nation, also the current World Cup champion in the world and also in the universe, and the current World Cup. You get my drift, right?
I get it. Like, I'm taking the shots right now.
Okay. So when you rule the world and you are the kings of the sport, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that the players that are possibly going to be scouted by whoever is scouting them, these professional athletes, is it a norm for them not to know what they're taking?
To be honest with you, it is. Like I said, you expect them to know so much, but once you meet and talk to them, it's like, oh, okay. Then it's twice easy to take this other stuff because someone else recommended it. With training, when you even do like basic training, when you're training them, and then you would think maybe they would know certain things, and you realize they're the same as the people that don't play no sports, they just look different, right? So for them, they would have that angst that there could be something not legal in the stuff, like in the contents, but the fact going and asking, going to your nutritionist and asking, look, can you have a look at this, and then clear it for me if I can use it. I don't think they do that.
Whose job is it to clear a supplement that an athlete is taking? Is it a personal responsibility, or I would assume also when you have that amount of money, when you're in the top team, the top country that has the current World Cup, or in a country that the sport is very popular for, whose responsibility is it to clear a certain supplementation that an athlete takes?
Look, if I play for the Lions, the Lions have got a dietitian and the nutrition. So professional for me, if I'm taking something outside of the food, to go take it there, have a look at this before I can put it into my body, right? So those people are hired to make sure that what you take into your body, whether it's a performance enhancing drug or supplement, whatever, it's clear, it's good, you can use. If you don't take it there, then if they make a mistake, you get caught with something wrong with you, then it's their problem. Or you should have, you're gonna say, look, this is the proof, we signed, they signed, and then I did get clear. It's the employee of the whatever federation you play for, organization you play for, that's supposed to clear that.
Now with these players,
but they will still ban you anyway.
Yeah, and then these players that, with this one player that was caught, and I think it was banned for 3 years, and then he was cleared, and then afterwards he got caught again. Now he's serving an 8-year ban.
Not you.
Chilipo. No, Chilipo. That's Chilipo. Chilipo got caught here in France and here 3 times. Yeah, same like that. Again, it's thinking you know too much. Yes, I can know a bit about nutrition. I can even be qualified as a nutrition. But if I'm an athlete signed by a certain organization, everything I do is gotta be approved by them. Everything I do is gotta be approved. Even stuff like training, even stuff like my own training. If I go for a 5-kilometer run and then I bust my knee, that's on me. That's gonna be my problem now because I didn't get clearance from them to do that stuff. So
is it that hectic, Landoliana? You can't even go for a 5-kilometer run.
You can. Nobody's gonna stop you from doing that. But if something wrong happens and you get run over by a car, whose fault is that? It was outside the training hours of the club. So that was on your own, so you can handle that business.
It's like if you are a singer when a singer, ne? If we are good, ne? And then ufike kwi concert uche ilizwi kodwa wina concert izolo. Explain that. Ufika njani ungena
ubutule birthday
yabo.
By the way, guys, before we go far, ne? How the fuck do I celebrate Chiefs win today without Mnyazi fans the Sundowns in the parade? As a Chiefs fan, how the fuck do I celebrate this win? But guys, do you think Chiefs players do agility training? Have you seen those guys when they 10? What is it like, Joe? Mato, have you seen Mato when he's making a 10?
There's the game plan. So the conditioning coach is supposed to train them according to the kind of game the coach wants.
There's no game plan.
If there's no cooperation between the coach and the conditioning coach, I'm going to do my own, and then coach is going to say I'm going to make them fly, running football, whatever. Then I'm training them to be stronger, to be slower. Or I'm going to make them leaner and faster, and then the coach wants to play them slower. So they've got to be understanding.
Yeah.
It's got to be an understanding between the coach and the fitness coach of the club. Otherwise,
but you guys, do you see how crucial it is? How these 4 pillars actually come into play, specifically in sport.
Yeah.
Boy. I don't watch soccer, man. I don't watch soccer. But today, for some reason, I watched the game here, Paris, the Kaizer Chiefs. But you know, I think around about 55 minutes, 60 minutes, those Chiefs players were getting tired. In fact, they were defending so much, and only they left one of their strikers in front. They were having the mentality about they defending, and they were.
That's how they play. That's how they play.
Yeah.
That's how they play. That's why they keep it. And if they pass the pass.
Wow.
That's why everyone is so angry, most. But going back to training when Singwa and then agility and coordination, they are also components of fitness.
Yes.
You get a lot of people, especially in the aerobics world, abathanda step, nabathanda jive with box, because now it goes back. They want to take the program from it being your cardio workout to it being a coordination. Because remember, an exercise like box is supposed to be a cardio mainly with some form of coordination, a little bit of power, a little bit of strength, but the main thing is supposed to be cardio. Now, people want to move it from it being a cardio workout to it being a coordination exercise. I'm not saying coordination is not important, it's very important. But what's coordination when you are not tired? Because I always say, you want to get people tired so that they struggle to remember the simplest combination. If you go to a boxing fight, when people are fighting, and this is coordination, those punches, or even MMA, to remember your moves, the simplest of them all, you need to be able to do them when you are tired. That's why you go to the gym, repeat them over and over and over again until you are tired. And then now when you are tired, can your brain still send messages to the muscles at the same level it would have when you were not tired? Because coordination, I say coordination when you are fresh, even my daughter can do coordination when she's not tired. But when you are tired, let me leave it there. Let's just dwell on that.
In sports, Mnyazi, that's called BMT, big match temperament.
Okay.
Big match temperament. Now, if big match temperament is in boxing, we're talking about boxing. Since we're talking about this in this development strength and cardio. In boxing, once you get tired, in boxing, 3 minutes in the ring is a long time. It's a long time. So now, if all boxers, believe it or not, they have game plans that they get given by their trainers on how to beat a certain trainer. All right, they train specifically. If they can see that they can knock a guy out, then they have a specific training that they actually do in order to knock the guy out. Now, if that plan doesn't work and you see you're going beyond 5 rounds or 4 rounds or 6 rounds, now both of you guys are tired. As a combos, you're still striking. Those 5, 6 combos, they become so long. Are you going to be able to remember them? Because remember, you are practicing them on a bag that is not moving.
That is not fighting back.
That is not fighting back. Go. 1, 2, 1, 2, cha. Lando Zuma. First of all, I Zuma Papangwa. He's straight. So as you're fighting and you are tired, you are tired. Big match temperament. You must still be able to remember as a composer. Okay, you know what? Keep your jab straight so that this guy doesn't. And the corner shouting. Remember, hey, suka kula chapiaga, suka. Big match temperament. So, are you able to execute what you have been given as a directive from the corner at such a high pressure moment? Goku is touching a title.
To me, that's real coordination when you are tired. If you say you showed me coordination, that I can remember.
That's definitely true though, because I'm sure with the boxing, that's why sparring before fights is very important.
Yeah.
So that you can see how long can you go. But all these things, they've got a foundation that is called in the 12th round. If you want to perform the 12th round as the first round, or even in rugby, if you want to work the first minute and the 80th minute, keep the same. You got to make sure first, number one, you got the cardio. Once you've got the cardio, you want to work the central nervous system. Now, what do I mean by that? Can I perform a certain skill the same way at the beginning, at the same way I do it at the end? So you need to put in such situations many times before the competition. Test, retest, like Mzee was saying. So I'm just going to add on what Mzee was saying. Repetition, then you get it right. Otherwise,
It's the same in that the same with rugby, you get these guys in practice. Fly-offs will slot a penalty from anywhere on the field. You know, from anywhere. A fullback, a ganga, a boiler, from anywhere. Come game time. Yonder London goes out the window.
BMT.
You know what they used to do? At Special Forces School, which I think they used to do. So what they would do is that they will take you for maybe a 50-kilometer walk with equipment. You walk, you're hungry, you're tired. Then when you get to the point where you're supposed to be, they will give you a weapon. And then they say unload. Now you must remember what do you do when you are unloading a weapon? Sure, weapon is on S. All those things. But you must remember everything as if you are fresh. And or they will give you a weapon. They say, strip this weapon. You've got 1 minute. Before you strip a weapon, you must first do safety precaution. Then you strip the weapon. You forget to do safety precaution because you are tired. Then you fail. So the point is, I'm trying to say that it is important, Singabantu, to be able to understand why coordination. It's not just jumping around and going left and right. It's all about jumping around in a particular sequence under pressure, as you guys are calling it in BMT.
In sports, BMT.
Yeah. And I think it also goes back to show the relationship between all the components of fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all related. For instance, if you've got mobility and flexibility, then it's easy to develop speed because smooth is fast. But if you don't have that, it's easy to get injured while practicing speed.
Yes.
If you don't have the cardio, you're not going to last long in a speed session, right? If you don't have strength, you still need muscles, strength for speed. So they all work together.
Like who pissed when he is tired? He has to pick up a tall guy and lift him up tired. And that means he needs to apply his strength. And when he gets there, he needs to help this guy to run going forward, to go and support.
Yeah.
So everything really works together.
All right, guys, listen. I think we have to wrap it up now. We're coming to the end of our section, our segment. That's it. Sorry, George, he'll turn my leg.
It's fine.
So we're coming to the end of our segment.
I can never be you, sir. I can never be you.
We're coming to the end of our segment. Mzi, you must edit that place.
You know, Zimnyazi not edit.
In that, Kamani, I saw on Facebook that you were doing a short session of the core training. I think that was take me through that. What are you trying to achieve with that Facebook video?
Oh man, I was like, I just finished training with the client. I'm like, let me just post something informational in case someone bumps into my page and then they're not really into training. They're not, because remember, guys, there's an image when it comes to gym or any sort of training. Like, oh, I'm going to suffer, it's going to be difficult and all that. It doesn't have to be like that. Training is whatever you want to do. So I was like, okay, let me just find something that's good, especially with the back problems or pull and all of that. Easy, it can be performed by a 65-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Oh, beautiful. So, don't stop that, Kamani. By the way, don't stop that. That is a gold mine. Lembians, I open on Facebook. It's a gold mine. Keep doing it. Get better at it. Because you're going to get a lot of leads and a lot of interested people. Keep the videos short as you're doing, but keep loading videos. I'm telling you. Also, it's the same way with Blessing. There's another friend of mine on Facebook, Blessing Mnyazi. He's a Herbalife guy. But he's also I think he's a personal trainer from Joburg, MC.
Yeah. He's from
personal trainer, group exercise. Yeah. He started like that. And people were asking a lot of questions. And now he's got his own studio and he still does Facebook Live videos. So in your spectrum and in your department, PT, keep posting those videos. I'm telling you, people are watching them.
I appreciate that. I'll do that.
Z.
Skip on.
It's been a long time since I've seen a Facebook Live video from you. When into zakho ususa ku Facebook, use ku Zoom.
I've got a lot of videos on Facebook, but I don't do a lot of Facebook Live. I'm focusing mainly, this copyrighted music. Facebook, they clamp on it a lot compared to YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube, they've got that. What is this thing? I forgot the name now. but it's sort of it's something that identifies content that belongs to another person, and yeah, so it's better on YouTube because you don't get really flagged for it. But on Facebook, they can just cut you out. But maybe I'll do a Facebook Live. I don't know when.
Yeah, I think you must go back to Facebook. Yeah.
But I'm happy on YouTube, man. I'm happy on YouTube.
Just post your link or YouTube link on Facebook as well. As much as you're posting a video on YouTube, just post a link on Facebook so that people can actually see that they can come from your Facebook to YouTube.
Yeah,
Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Nagum is not Twitter, it's Twitter. WhatsApp, there's a T in the word. It's Twitter, there's a T.
Mamelan, you know, on that, I think another gold mine, videos, especially, is Instagram and Twitter. No, I think it's Instagram. These Instagram videos and trainers apparently are making a killing. I don't know if you guys have got Instagram accounts and you've been doing some online videos on Instagram.
I don't really use it like that. I've got it, but it's been I've only started now, like posting my post-training pictures just because I don't know what to do. And maybe I'll try to what I post on Facebook, I'll just let it filter through to Instagram as well. I'll try that.
I do a lot of Instagram. This is my Instagram account. Zaibona. Yeah.
Shiny.
This is my Instagram account. It's got over 2,000 followers now. But I'm not as active on Instagram as I am on YouTube.
Yeah.
Instagram, they don't pay you for the videos. You get endorsements. YouTube, they pay you for ads on the videos. Like the podcast I was showing you that it's starting slowly to give us something. See, if we've got money from the podcast, we can buy 3 mics and laptops. But that one must start watching. That's why we have to share.
Yeah.
So is YouTube paying you? YouTube?
Yeah, I got 1,000 rands in January for some work that I did last year.
Just get your Facebook to come through and watch your videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but we I think Maskatu Valala, let's have a conversation about that actually, about YouTube.
All right, guys. I think for me, I think we should now get to the section where we actually getting to know the trainers themselves. This is Usingwa Hercules Selinga from East London, the owner and DM of Hercules Bootcamp SA. This is your boy, Mr. Handsome, Coach.
Hey, yeah.
Signing off.
Hey. By the way, this weekend we're doing another Zoom live with Coach X, starting at 6:30 in the morning on Saturday, and until 7:30. And if you want to join us, any of you guys, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to join us. You will only do 15 minutes. It's not a long session, 15-20 minutes, just giving people a workout and also have fun at the same time, and just to keep the brands going and trying to do something together for once, because most of the time we always do things as individuals. And that's what's happening this weekend in my Oh, by the way, sorry, I'm also going to Nelspruit on Friday evening.
For an event.
No. It's a personal thing. I'll be doing that. Yeah. My wife is from Nelspruit. Diobu Queen.
Swat.
Yeah.
Kamani.
Yes, sir. Okay, this is Kamani.
Where can we catch you?
Facebook, Kamani Nande Jongani Mtobo. Instagram 06NK206. Those two for now. Other than that, just send me a message on either of those. I'm gonna call you. then we can do some work. Otherwise, I'm around Joburg, Parkmore area, Morningside, Sandton, and all those areas. I'm available. I'm a trainer. I'm not just a trainer. I deliver results. I'm that guy. Right? If you want to learn about yourself and about that discipline of training, hit me up. Peace out.
I come up players 27 March. Catch me in Tanzania at 6 a.m. and also in Malinda at 10 a.m. 2 big events I'm doing. We're gonna have a good time, South Africa. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's get it.